Did you know that Dr. Eggman, also known as Dr. Ivo Robotnik, was originally designed to be a hero, not a villain? At the start of the 16-bit era, SEGA desperately wanted to dominate the console market and beat Nintendo. They thought the best strategy to reach this goal would be creating a franchise that could outshine the Super Mario Bros. SEGA organized an internal competition for a new mascot to be the face of the franchise, and the design of Sonic the Hedgehog ultimately won out. But Sonic was only one of many designs put forward. One design was of a chubby egg-shaped man with a huge mustache wearing pajamas. The team at SEGA loved the character and didn't want to simply throw it away. His design was reworked to look more like an antagonist and became the Doctor we all know today. It's also been said that Eggman's design was based on President Theodore Roosevelt, and looking at the glasses, mouth, and mustache, it's easy to see why. Eggman's mustache is probably his most defining feature, but did you know that according to an unused audio file of Omochao within Sonic Adventure 2's game data, his mustache is fake?
Did you know the Doctor's mustache is fake?
The first Sonic Adventure also contains an interesting unused audio file, where the character Tikal instructs the player on how to transform into Super Sonic.
Gather 50 rings and press the action button while you jump. You'll transform into Super Sonic, but watch out for your ring consumption.
This recording seems to suggest that Sonic Team originally planned for Super Sonic to be accessible in all levels, similar to Sonic 2 on Sega Genesis. In the final game, Super Sonic could only be played during the final boss battle, and the transformation was automatic, leaving no need for any kind of instruction. Tikal had a major role in Sonic Adventure's story, and there's even evidence that she may have been playable at one point in development. When using the Moon Jump action replay code in Sonic Adventure DX, pressing the jump button in some cutscenes will cause Tikal to jump. The Moon Jump also affects Knuckles in cutscenes, and since both characters are echidnas, it could be inferred that Tikal has unseen connections with Knuckles, possibly even that Tikal was intended to be playable with a similar playstyle to Knuckles. It's also possible that Tikal, Knuckles, and all the other echidnas shared some kind of base, and this jumping is simply leftover information. But the other echidnas in the cutscenes aren't affected by the jump button at all, giving Tikal much more significance. The first Sonic the Hedgehog game was originally intended to feature a sound test menu that had an animation of Sonic breakdancing to a band's music. The band consisted of Sonic as lead singer, Sharp's Chicken on guitar, Max Monkey on bass, Mock Rabbit on drums, and Vector the Crocodile on keyboard. Vector later appeared in several Sonic games, debuting in Knuckles Chaotix with a reworked design. Time constraints forced the team to cancel the feature, leaving a chunk of unused space. Yuji Naka, former head of Sonic Team, decided to fill the space with the iconic chant, SEGA! What's interesting here is that Yuji Naka said the chant took up 1/8 of the 4 megabit cartridge, meaning this small chant potentially took up more space than entire zones in the game. Sonic's band wasn't the only cut feature from the game. Sonic was originally intended to have a human love interest named Madonna. She was a blonde-haired thin woman in a clingy red dress and was actually going to be Sonic's girlfriend. She was meant to chase Sonic around, similar to how Amy Rose did in later games. Madonna could have also been an attempt at replicating some aspects of the Super Mario Bros. Franchise, as Mario also had a love interest in Princess Toadstool. Madonna was scrapped during the development of the game by Sega of America employee Madeline Schroeder. She wanted to soften the game for children in other countries, believing the human love interest to be too Japanese. A similar concept was implemented in 2006 Sonic the Hedgehog. At the title screen of Sonic CD, entering down, 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 left, right, A will take you to the game's sound test. Putting certain codes into the sound test can take you to several hidden screens in the game. One screen is of Tails saying, "See you next game," and another is an image of Sonic with big gray eyes and Japanese text saying, "You are cool." More interesting, however, are the other screens you can bring up. A bizarre tribute to Batman, a DJ scene with Eggman, Metal Sonic and Sonic, and finally, a screen full of disturbing-looking Sonics with some Japanese texts that reads, "Fun is infinite with Sega Enterprises. Majin." Majin can be interpreted as demon or devil. This screen would also be displayed when attempting to play early pirated copies of the game. Sonic CD has another interesting quirk. Waiting for 3 minutes without touching the controller will cause Sonic to say, "I'm out of here," then jump off screen, giving the player a game over. Something similar was implemented in Knuckles Chaotix. If the player stands perfectly still for 60 seconds, Metal Sonic will appear out of nowhere and attack. In the Jet Set Radio franchise, there's a recurring character called Garam, and in the first game, he can be seen wearing a necklace with some kind of artifact on it. In an interview with Games TM, Jet Set Radio's art director Ryuta Ueda gave some insight as to what the object was. He stated that it's the skull of another famous Sega character. Looking closer at the necklace, this skull is blue and has spikes rolling down the back of it. The artifact is actually the skull of Sonic the Hedgehog. That's all for today, but don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you also check out DidYouKnowGaming.com, where we post gaming trivia every day. If you liked this video, check out our other videos, and dub the North Star, because that's good, man. Trust me, it's good. If you don't like it, well then you don't like it, and you can watch something else, but I really suggest you watch that, please. Okay, thanks. Bye.